Hey, what's going on? It's Dave Bachinsky. We're over here in East LA. I'm going to talk about Shape 3, my small little business that I do all my woodworking with. Over the last 2 years, I've been taking all my old boards, cutting them up, and making something out of them. I usually end up shooting photos on the side. All the friends that are doing something, I take those photos and I end up putting them in frames for them and giving them as gifts. That's how it all started out. I didn't even realize I could make money from these frames. I was mind blown, you know. All right, I need to do something for like my hometown where I grew up skating. So every year we were bondoing the skate park. And I always wanted to have something better at the park, just build after all these years. So we ended up raising money, and me and Ryan Sheehan from Shred for Sean Foundation, we collaborated and we made this 16 by 19 foot A-frame with a rail, and we just put hubbas on it and a ski slope. So it was pretty amazing to see what came about just from a broken board. Creating rings to frames to anything that you want. Wherever your mind takes you, you can make that. So coming up with a name for the little woodworking, I was like, all the friends were working on this video called Shape, and then Shape Deuce came out, and it was kind of like Shape 3 was in the works, but it never came out. And I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, you cut down a tree, you make a skateboard, and then you break the board, and then I turn it into something. And I was like, Shape 3 is kind of like the homies, and it's like everything that I'm doing. So I ended up making the name Shape 3 as like my business. Over the last 2 years, I've just been saving 75% of the proceeds that come in from each sale to give back to the town where I grew up skateboarding. I get all the boards from the friends, which is awesome. I get like a board that's all chipped up. I'm like, wait a minute, like we could unsand this up and give it to a little kid at the park. So all those kind of boards that are like half broken, I'm like, boom, I'll throw them back out. But the boards that are broken, it's so hard to find a graphic that is actually like usable. You're like, for a frame, you're working with like 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, and you want to find something that you can make eye-catching. So I'm kind of looking for colors and plies now, and then I'm looking at a graphic. It's kind of wild to look at a skateboard because I've never looked at it like that. You know, you have a broken board, the hardest part is probably ripping off all the grip tape. I end up having my little barbecue set up right here, and it's an old trash barrel, which is perfect. I start a little bonfire, I take the boards, I throw the grip right on, boom, and it just rips off usually. So what I'll do next is I'll take my saw and I'll cut it into strips, and then I end up taking my sander and I'll remove all the top layer of all the glue, and then I remove all the graphics, so it like it's just bare bone wood. After that, I end up taking a little drill, and I have all different sizes for these rings. There's all different drills that are sizings for each ring to drill through, and what I'll do is I'll cut them into squares, and then I'll drill through it, and then I'll sand it all the way around, and that's where you get the ring. I'll do about 20 at a time because it just makes the most sense to just wrap out as many as you can. So I'll take all these rings and I'll put them into this epoxy. I'll hang them, I'll let them dry for about 2 hours, and then I'll do one more douse into the epoxy and let them cure for another 2 hours, and that's where they're finished. And that's where you get something that's like this. So that's how you make rings. Check out my website, it's shape3.bigcartel.com. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to Ride Channel. Have a good day, get out there, skate, break a board, make something. Peace.